Guys, there has been a ton of press about this new celebrity relationship, but everybody's demanding to know, are Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce fake dating, or is it true love budding right in front of us? Is this just for fun, for fame, or for money? Or is there a deeper connection actually happening here? I will tell you this. I'm Adam Lane Smith, the attachment specialist. I've been doing this for 15 years now, and I could not believe my eyes when my wife told me this story. It's so evident what's happening here, you guys. Do you see it? If not, perhaps you could rethink your understanding of attachment a bit, because you could be next if you don't get what's happening here. I'm going to make it really simple so you see it once and for all. Shout out quick to all my members who support this channel. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And all of my new members and new viewers who are coming in, I am glad you're here for this one. This is going to be an eye-opening look that's going to show you exactly why building secure attachment and deeper connections earlier on is so important. I'm going to show you through this relationship. As the attachment specialist, I see a really concerning trend in Taylor's new relationship. There is a really troubling dating issue and a trend that's been breaking a lot of hearts lately. And Taylor's relationship shines a spotlight right on this trend. So let me ask you this, guys, how many Taylors are out there? Do you know how to spot them? And ladies, do you know how to not become one? Now, while I don't know them personally, little disclaimer, I, as a researcher at heart and as an expert in this field, and with 15 years of training experience, master's degree, work as psychotherapist, now as a coach with relationships and attachment, I will use all of this, this whole system we're looking at, and this relationship in particular, as an example of how attachment red flags can look like in practice. I'm going to show you how attachment specialists, me, and therapists dissect cases behind the scenes and how we really uncover the roots of relationships that are doomed to fail. So come along and watch as I crack this case, because I've got a lot to say. Now, my wife showed me this trend and said, "Can you believe this?" I had to do some research. Relationships are my life. So I started digging deeper. Some current articles. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, their undefined relationship. It's raising eyebrows. People coming in and inside their personal circles saying, yeah, they're just talking. It's casual. They haven't defined it yet. Undefined is the issue here, you guys. I'm going to talk about exactly why here in a minute. But really quick, for anyone who doesn't know, if you've been living under a rock, Taylor's dating history, she's known for whirlwind romances, tons of breakup songs. She dates people that are famous, then she breaks up, then writes a big song about them, makes a ridiculous amount of money, and then she goes on to the next person and does the same process over and over. She has learned to farm bad relationships with celebrities. It's a brilliant marketing scheme, but I don't know that it's the right relationship thing. It looks like relationship stunts over and over and over for career progression. Now, Taylor, if you're out there, maybe this is an unfair characterization. Talk to me. Let me know. I'd love to hear differently. But from the outside, it looks like she's just dating for money. Travis's past, he's been on dating shows, lots of allegations of cheating. He supposedly cheated on multiple partners, including one woman that she won the dating show and started dating him. Then he cheated on her, supposedly. Past gestures toward Taylor, he would show up. He was maybe trying to love bomb her, get validation from her at shows, all kinds of weird signs. I don't like what I see, at least in the news. Maybe they're sensationalizing Travis. You want to talk to me? We'll get the skinny on that. Fine. But from the outside, you guys, this is looking terrible. It looks awful. Now, the relationship's undisclosed, ambiguous nature. Is it casual? Is it serious? Is it a publicity stunt? Again, undefined is the problem. Now, through their behavioral patterns, it looks like potential signs of what we call avoidant attachment style in relationships, where they're seeking novelty and fun over depth because maybe neither one of them knows how to go deeper into relationships and actually build fulfillment. A lot of people with avoidant attachment style rise to the top in their industries because they don't let themselves get distracted by being connected to other people, but then they can never really go deeper. Now, this is problematic because relationships over career moves, I've coached plenty of executives in their 50s and 60s when they burn out on this and they're miserable and they say, I can't believe how many amazing relationships I let go of over money and career. Now, is this all fake? Or are there genuine connections being overshadowed by the limelight? Undefined is the problem. It's not whether it's real or fake. It's that they are refusing to define it. Relationships are becoming more transactional than ever in our society, you guys. A lot of people are refusing to define. It's not real or fake. Swipe culture. I'm just going to keep swiping. Hey, I went out with this person, but maybe there's somebody else. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Hey, I went out with you, but you know what? Maybe there's better. Swipe, swipe. Plenty of stories of girls. They sleep with somebody. They give their virginity to somebody, and he hops on Tinder within 10 minutes. And she's like broken because he's doing this, right? People dating up. Oh, I'm going to go out. I'm going to make sure this man takes care of me. I have nothing and nothing going for me, and I offer nothing, but he'd better be spending $300 on the date minimum. New York City. Huge trend in New York City and other places, but especially there, where women just date for food or boredom, but especially this, no regards for the other person. Some of them date. They say, man, I'm really hungry. They go on they go on Tinder. They go on a date. They order lobster for themselves and steak. They're broke that day. And then they get lobster to go for their cat. Relationships are becoming more transactional. We ask, is her relationship with him real or fake? What if it's neither? What if that undefined piece means it's transactional between them? Maybe they think it's real. Maybe it's fake. To us, maybe it's just transactional. The ease of access to money and fame is making this even worse, you guys, for a lot of people, including a lot of Gen Z folks who are upwardly mobile right now thanks to the internet. There's a tremendous number of Gen Z people becoming self-made millionaires in their early 20s, sometimes even in their late teens, and it gets so much worse for them. We could see a lot more Taylors in the future from TikTok, from Instagram. So this is extremely pressing that you guys learn to spot these signs, but you also learn to protect yourself. If there's somebody out there becoming a self-made TikTok millionaire right now watching this, great. But if you want to protect yourself from transactional versus real and fake, what's transactional and what's authentic? That's what we need to look at. So what we're looking at here with Travis and Kelce is something called a situationship. This is the hallmark of avoidant attachment, by the way. Avoidant attachment says, I don't want commitment. I don't even want a discussion about expectations and no labels. Labels are scary. Commitment is scary. I don't want that. We're in a situation together. It's situational. People who have anxious attachment usually just go along with it because they're just glad not to be abandoned. But situationships, by their definition, have no definition because they're not allowed to have a definition. Because if you put a label on it, one person runs. This breaks so many hearts, you guys. This is one of the saddest things that I get DMs and emails about. When I get people, Adam, I've been in this situationship for 3 years and I don't know what I want. And I don't know what I'm allowed to want. And I just know that he gets mad at me whenever I try to talk about a label. Men and women are in situationships and very unhappy. It's one of the worst things in relationships, in modern dating, in sexual activity, because you have no safety or stability. You have no definition. You have no relationship. It's a situationship. Here's what really cooks me about this situation. Travis and Taylor, they have a lot of young fans watching them. A lot of young people watching their relationships. I believe that gives them a moral responsibility to live more intentionally. Our modern world is not good about giving role models to young people about good things. Young people have role models about awful setups, what not to do. But young people today don't really have clear guidelines on what to do or how to do it. Imagine if Travis and Taylor came out and said, we are defining our relationship clearly because that's what adults should do. Guys, here's how we did it. For all our young fans out there, we have both had turbulent pasts. So we're going to make sure we set this up right. Here's what we did. If this is helpful for you, great. We're not telling you you have to, But if you don't know a difference, this is what worked for us. Imagine the power if one of the biggest music stars in the world came out to her young female fans and said, I wouldn't accept a situationship. You shouldn't either. Drug use, violence, stupidity. These get shamed. But these bad behaviors, situationships are great. No, hey, it's just undefined. We're having fun. This is okay? To pitch this horrible message? To ruin young people's expectations? To set those young people up who want to embody Taylor's behavior and say, she's doing it, I want to be like her. Taylor settles for a situationship, I guess I should too. That stuff ruins families of the people who follow them. So what do you think? I'd love to hear from you guys. Do celebrities have a moral obligation to exemplify healthy attachment behaviors to those who look up to them as their role models? If you're going to step forward into the public eye, do you have a moral obligation to live as carefully as you can, as honestly as you can? Let me know in the comments. Let's debate in there because I'd love to talk to you guys about that. Now, situationships, guys, are causing a lot of heartache for people who are too afraid to ask for more or who are hoping casual fun can evolve into an authentic connection. Have you ever been in a situationship? Have you ever seen one or wondered why it was happening? Okay, here's what you need to know. The rise of the situationship is upon us. An undefined relationship which is neither casual nor serious. Everybody's just waiting to figure out what everyone else thinks, but you're never allowed to ask. Now, this is getting bigger. Tinder's 2022 report shows that Gen Z is owning the situationship now as a real relationship label, with a 49% increase in users adding situationship as a phrase into their bio. And here's a shocking stat. 1 in 10 Gen Zers who were interviewed now claim to prefer situationships over other relationship models. Very likely because attachment issues are on the rise, and that protects you from getting too close to people. Now, the pitfalls of situationships are secret expectations. Neither one, it's not no strings attached, right? We've been pitched this for decades. There are serious strings attached, but they're invisible. Secret expectations, emotional misalignment, potential heartbreak, resentment, real misery. And if kids come along, huge problem for all involved. Now, celebrities have influence here. Their relationship behaviors impact social norms. In this case, Travis and Kelce are not setting good norms. Because people could say, Taylor did it. That's all I should expect too. Hey, babe, we don't need to talk about labels. It's good enough for Taylor. Don't worry about it. How many avoidant people out there right now might be saying that? Now, when I was a licensed psychotherapist, they would never allow me to talk about this and condemn this sort of public behavior. But as a coach, I have the obligation to call out what is wrong in society so that we and our children don't collectively suffer from it. So here's what I think as a professional. I think that situationships are destroying relationships because we are getting used to undefined boundaries and secret expectations, and we expect people to just shut up and deal with it. I think that people are seeing big female celebrities put up with situationships and think it's all that they can ever expect. Because if that big woman can do it, I can't have any better. I think that people are seeing it's normal to be afraid in your relationships and be craving false intimacy with somebody because you can't expect any better, because nobody else is getting any better. I think that celebrities, therefore, have a moral obligation to stand up and build intentional relationships and talk about how they are doing that so that they and their young fans know what's happening, so that we can have more examples of good in this world. Because until that happens, people will have no idea that better is even available to them. Now, the way to fix a situationship, if you're in one, or you're afraid of one, or you're heading out of one, you never want to be in one again, is clear communication and setting boundaries. Clear communication. The importance of mutual understanding in a relationship cannot possibly be overstated. You need clear communication. Hey, what do you want? It's just, what do you want? How do you want to go about this? What's comfortable for you? What do you hope for? What do you like? Are you comfortable with labels? Are you not? Why not? If not, why not? Are you afraid? Is your entire relationship pattern based on fear? If so, I don't hate you. I just need to understand you. You being in situationships means you are afraid. Do I want to be with someone who is afraid? You have a right to ask that. Now, the benefits of clearly defining your goals early on means you prevent misunderstandings. Again, emails and DMs that I get from people who've been in a situationship for 3 years. Align your life paths early. Ensure that both of you are on the same page. Do not waste 3 years. Look, guys, I am not against casual relationships if you are both discussing them openly as an adult. I'm not here saying, no, you're not allowed to have that. If you're going to build a casual relationship, you're going to do what you're going to do. But communication is key. If it's casual, it should be mutually understood and respected by both sides. Not, oh man, I hope that they pick me eventually. So if you want more, you also are responsible for saying so and for heading toward it. You must be clearer about your relationship expectations. So, okay. Wait a minute. Let's play devil's advocate here. Let's assume that Travis and Taylor are in a real gentle love and they're working toward a happy future and they're both authentic and they're securely attached. It's just been total misunderstandings and this is it. This is their love story. By mixing their platforms and their resources so extensively early on, they're setting many landmines for future happiness. Instead, they need to be having clear discussions that separate all of this, that show exactly what they want and expect and need and desire. All of that. They need to be having those clear discussions and putting labels on things. Guys, if you have even moderate resources and influence, you should be doing the same. I'm actually a firm advocate for prenups that protect both sides. People forget that a prenup isn't just a man beating down a woman. A prenup is an agreement you have sat down and thought through together about how you're going to handle resources in the relationship and if it terminates. But both. Or else you risk walking in without having the conversations. It's not risking divorce and misery. It's risking not even having the talks you need to so that you get hit sideways by something you didn't even see coming. So guys, the signs are clear. The science on this is settled. If you understand and know each other's goals and values and beliefs, you have far, far less risk of divorce, down into the single digits. But if you just pretend and just talk and have fun and be casual, without ever having the conversations, you are walking into very potential landmines. So lay some groundwork by discussing the following questions I'm going to lay out here in a minute. Every couple needs to talk about these things right here. Even if you're not officially a couple yet, you need to have these conversations right here. So here are 9 questions every single couple should be discussing. Number 1, what are we each looking for in this relationship? Are we short-term, long-term, casual? What is it? Number 2, what are our boundaries, both emotionally and physically in this relationship? Number 3, what are our priorities and our goals in life? And how does this relationship fit into that? Number 4, how will we handle conflicts? Our communication styles, our resolution techniques, and where can we learn more? Number 5, are we open to seeking external help if needed? Counseling, therapy, help, whatever it is. When do we do that? Number 6, how do we feel about co-parenting in case of an unplanned situation coming along? Number 7, what resources, money, or fame are at our disposal that we need to account for and use carefully? Number 8, what past relationship experiences do we need to talk about with exes so that we understand each other and overcome potential problems? And number 9, any obligations that could impact our relationship now or in the future. Discuss these 9 things and build a firm relationship based on mutual understanding. Now, guys, obviously, I'm not privy to Taylor and Travis's personal life. I don't call them on the phone, and I have no idea what happens when they're alone. But based on everything I've shared here today, does it look like they're acting like they've had these conversations? Yeah, I didn't think so. These questions, guys, they're mandatory. Mandatory. Because they filter for compatibility at the most basic level. Even if you are both seeking a casual relationship or a casual situationship, even if you're both like, yeah, situationship is perfect, these questions will show you that. And then you can relax into it without wondering if the other person's going to slap you with a label. And if you're not compatible, these questions will make it obvious. If the other person's just in it for the fun, but you want more, this is how you can tell. So make sure that you have these important discussions before you do anything serious or intimate with the other person. Don't get your heart broken just because you didn't have the important talks. And guys, if you struggle to talk like this, or if you feel like you have to just provide endless fun and access, you likely have attachment issues that are preventing you from bonding. So let me know in the comments, and I can help you gain the confidence you need to have these talks and to push for what you want. So to me, as the attachment specialist, this looks like what we would call a fake relationship, a transactional relationship, a temporary relationship where they are not discussing these things and it's eventually going to blow up on them. It's either fake or way too ambiguous. Neither one is good. It's a situationship. And a situationship is not good for you or for the other person. It's not good for anybody. It's just temporary dopamine hits until you're done with each other and then you move on and binge the next one. It's the Netflix of relationships. If you don't want to be Netflixed, you need to be clearer about what you do want. So don't leave things to ambiguity. Understand and voice your desires in your relationships. If you want a relationship, don't settle for a situationship. If you struggle to define your relationship goals, guys, I will help coach you into confidence and secure attachment and building the relationships you want. You know I am here for you. I am Adam Lane Smith, the attachment specialist. Now, until next time, take care and happy dating. And be clear while you're dating. And if sharing is hard for you, I will see you in the next video called 7 Signs That You Might Be Anxiously Attached and Not Even Know It. Check that out, and let's get clear about what's going on with you.